Coach Nick here with Valor Fitness, and today we're going to go over the step-by-step process of how to build the CB-31. It should come in 2 boxes. Go ahead and use a box cutter, open them up, and cross-reference with the manual to make sure that you have all the parts. Once you do, go ahead and move them off to the side, get a clear working space, and we'll go ahead and get started. Make sure you also have a 17mm wrench and 17mm socket wrench. So we're going to start off on page 8. We're going to need part 33, 22, 23, and 32. We're going to start off first by connecting part 33 and 22 with a 65mm bolt. Now we're going to get part 23 and we're going to feed it into the lips of part 22 with our 70mm bolts. Go ahead and get those fingers tight. Now from here, tighten up the bolts on the frame, because what we're going to do is we're going to tip this over to the side and put part 32 on top. Now that we have all the bolts tightened up and we have the frame rotated on the side, we're going to place part 32 onto this frame. Now make sure the flat face is facing away from the base here. We're going to get our 65mm bolt and place it on the front. And go ahead and hand tighten that so that you can kind of let go and let it sit. Then we're going to get our 75mm bolt, put that in on the back side. Now we have the 2 bolts on the base for part 32 in place. We're going to go ahead and put our final bolt in here on the top. We're going to go front to back. We'll go hand tight. Good. Now part 32 is in place. Now that the framing is complete and we have it tipped over on its side, we'll go ahead and put these feet on, just to make it a little bit easier for ourselves. So now we're going to move on to page 9. We have our frame tilted back up. We're going to take part 25 and slide it through part 26 here. And then we're going to take this whole thing and slide it through part 22. Then we're going to grab our pin. We're going to slide it into this open slot. Once you have that pin in place, then we're going to take part 27 and line it up. And make sure that groove lines up with that pin when you place it on. And it's all the way flush. And then what you can do is unhook that pin and rotate it down so it's a lot easier to work with. And then we get our 2 stopping pins here on the top with our Allen key or hex wrench. And we tighten it down so we get a little bit of resistance. And then we stop. Now we can take part 31, our lever stopping pin. We can push part 27 up, place that stopper pin in, and now you can work with this arm here freely. You can even adjust it if need be. I'm going to bring it up here a little bit. Then we're going to take this next part, slide it over, so it's all the way flush with that centerpiece. Now that we have the handle, part 28 in place, we're going to take part 8, which is going to be the silver ring here, slide it over, find that bolt hole, hand thread it. And then get our hex key or our Allen wrench and tighten that stopper screw down so you hit a little bit of resistance. Go ahead and stop. And it's all in place. Now we take part 18, this rubber washer. We slide it over the plate loaded arm here. Get that all the way flush to protect the piece of equipment. And then we get part 21, our sleeve adapter, slide it on. There should be a stopper pin in there already, and we can use our hex wrench to tighten that down so that when we load the plates, it's not moving at all. Now it can hold 2-inch and 1-inch plates. And again, once you hit a little bit of resistance on here, go ahead and stop. And it comes with a regular collar for your 2-inch plates as well as a 1-inch. So whatever suits your needs, go ahead and use that collar. Now we're going to move on to page 10. We're going to take part 24 and put it onto part 30 with our 20mm bolts. Again, get those hand threaded in there, and then get your socket wrench and get them tightened down all the way. Now that we have the seat complete, we're going to put it in place. So we're going to take part 24 and put it in the tube opening of part 23. So place it down till it hits the pin. We're going to pull it back so it's clear. We're going to slide it down so you hear that click. And then rotate it so the bolt is now against part 24 and the seat is complete. Now for the arm pad, part 29, you're going to place it so this rounded edge is towards the seat. Go ahead and line up the holes. We'll get them finger tight first. And then once they're in place, go ahead and tighten them up. That's it today for the CB-31 assembly video. I really hope this helped you. If you need any further assistance or have any questions, comments, or concerns, on the back of your manual is all of our contact information. Feel free to reach out to us.